Welcome to our exploration of the two fundamental concepts of physics, torque and moment of inertia. These concepts govern the movement of objects in our physical world, from the rotational fields to the movement of celestial bodies. Let's start with torque. Imagine you're using a wrench tied in a bolt. When you apply force closer to the axis of rotation, which is this part, you will find that it is harder to rotate the wrench. However, if you apply the force farther from the axis of rotation or the other side of the wrench, you will find that it is lighter or it is easier to move the wrench. So, the force that you apply at the end of the wrench creates the twisting motion. This twisting force is what we call as torque. Torque is defined as the product of force in the perpendicular distance from the point of application to the axis of rotation. In simpler terms, it is the force that causes an object to rotate around an axis. Think of everyday examples like opening a door. When you apply a force or push the door closer from the hinges, you'll find a hard time way of opening the door. But the further away you push from the hinges, the easier it is to open the door. This is because you're applying more torque by increasing the distance from the axis of rotation, which is also the hinges. So let us have another example. This is a shovel. To maximize the force that you apply to something by using this shovel, you have to hold or apply force on the two parts of the shovel. The first part is the handle, and the second part is the place where it is closer to the head of the shovel. By using your other hand as the axis of rotation, you apply force far from the axis of rotation, resulting in a greater amount of torque, which also had a greater amount of force that you apply into something. So let us have an example. So you find a boulder blocking the road on your way to work. So you looked around and found these 4 items. So which ones would you choose and how? So I'll give you 5 seconds to think. If you thought that you could use the rope and the cart, you are wrong. You just don't have enough force to pull the boulder by using the rope or lift the boulder to carry it on the cart. So the correct answer will be the small stone or the triangular stone and this wooden block over here. Using the stone as an axis of rotation, you can generate a great amount of force by using the wood planks to apply the input force and the other side of the plank as an output force. So when you apply the force far from the axis of rotation, you can actually deal a great amount of torque that moves the rock over and rolls. Now, let's delve into moment of inertia. Moment of inertia describes an object's resistance to changes in its rotational motion. It depends not only on the mass of the object, but also on how the mass is distributed relative to the axis of rotation. Objects with more mass distributed farther from the axis of rotation have greater moment of inertia. Picture a figure skater spinning. When they extend their arms, their moment of inertia increases and they slow down. Conversely, when they bring their arms closer to their body, their moment of inertia decreases and they spin faster. A wheel with most of its mass concentrated at the rim has a greater moment of inertia than a wheel with the same mass concentrated at the center. Conversely, it requires more torque to set it in motion or to change its rotational speed. So let us have an example. You have a marble, a ring, and a hypothetical cube, all in a hypothetical ramp which actually has no friction. When you roll all of 3 of them at the same time, which one would be the first to touch the ground? So the answer is pretty unexpected. So it is the cube. So why does that happen? It is because there is no force converted from translational motion to rotational motion. That's why it has the maximum amount of force to move, other than the 2 of the things I just said. Torque and moment of inertia are essential concepts in physics, governing the rotational motions of objects around us. Understanding these principles allows us to comprehend the mechanics of everything, from simple machines to the complex system of the universe. Thank you for staying on our journey through the world of torque and moment of inertia. Stay curious and keep venturing the wonders of physics. Bye-bye.